Hey there, Drawyah here, and welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today, taking flights in the Airbus A320neo on flights from here in LaGuardia, which I can only describe as like an office block in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Flying from LaGuardia over to Washington DC, Ronald Reagan National Airports. So, flight time today about an hour or so, nothing too crazy. And yeah, flying the American national carrier today, American Airlines. So, we'll prepare the aircraft, get ready for flights, and we shall be airborne hopefully within a couple of minutes. So, first things first, batteries come on. We will turn on the external power. We will turn on the, or arm the emergency exit lights, turn on the cruise supply, and sets the ADIRS to nav. We won't touch the fuel pump just yet. We'll turn the strobe lights to automatic, nav lights on, and head down to the displays. So we'll turn up the brightness slightly because, you know, this aircraft's now like with the displays. Put a bit of brightness in, nothing too much, but something to keep the airplane going. There we go. Let's jump down to the FMS, and let's start to program our flights. So, initialization, departing from Kilo Lima Golf Alpha, flying to Kilo Delta Charlie Alpha. Oops, there we go. In terms of scenery today, it should be quite good. Our departure takes us over. In fact, I'll go through the sky vector map in a bit, showing you what departures are like. But yeah, it's quite an interesting departure today, one that I do quite like. So let's plug in our fuel today. We require 13,732 pounds. Ooh, 735, that's pretty much spot on to what we need. Thank you very much. So, fuel's on the aircraft, that's all good. Flight today, we are AA2119, American 2119. And our cost index shall be 36. Cruising altitude is flight level 340, 34,000. It's a relatively high-ish cruise for our flight distance today. Our zero fuel weight is 50.2 and our centre of gravity is 22.1. Block fuel is 6.2. And that is that. So setting initialization up, aircrafts will pretty much prepped on that. So let's open up packs and let's let our passengers today. So starter flights next, that's that. So LaGuardia to Washington National, American 2119, 34,000 feet. It's a 55 minutes, so round it up. 30 minutes to take off. I'd say it's more like 20. I'd say 27 minutes till take off. There's 174 people on board our A320neo. We have got Wi-Fi on American Airlines. We do have entertainment, I believe. We have got boarding music. We've also got safety briefing. Snack service you do get, meal service we do get. I mean, American Airlines, it's a short flight, but you do get the entire service, which is always appreciated by the passengers on board. So, let's jump back down to the MCD. Let's program our flight plan today. Starting with Gladman. From Gladman, we fly to Joni. And then it's Vils. Followed by Laughlin. And that is that. So okay, a very short flight today in terms of waypoints and all that. We do take a departure south over Philadelphia before just about reaching Atlantic City, and then making a westerly turn in towards the capital. So, inside that, all looks good. While we're here, we'll also program our departure. Since there's no active ATC right now, we are using IVAO as per usual. But as it stands, Unicom 12.8, so we'll be contacting, well, nobody today. So runway 13 departure via the Gladman 6 SID. Insert that. That looks good. So, like I say, interesting departure today, which takes us right over the heart of... what's it called? Heart of Brooklyn. So if I go over to New York now, and over to LaGuardia, which is to the north of the city. Fine, there we go, so LaGuardia. So he departs, heading on runway 01, cut across to the east, make a right-hand turn, bank just to the north of JFK, and then once we head over the city itself, make a left-hand turn, and fly towards the south. So, like I say, quite a fun little departure that. We'll be sure to enjoy some view of the city and routes. This is not the latest version of the A320neo. I've decided to hold back from the latest version I've had. It's a little bit shaky start, so we'll hold back until things are a little more smooth, I guess. But yeah, New York's looking too bad. Using live weather, using live time, it should be a rather good flight today. Flight Turkish Airlines. Do Turkish Airlines own any A320s? I know they use 737s, but I don't think they're any, apart from the A330s, not really an Airbus customer. Right, cruising attitude, so that's 34,000. Climbing at a rate of, we'll start at 2,500 feet per minute. So they're quite a shallow climb. That way, get more of the bit more review of the city, and we depart. We probably even do 2,000 feet per minute if we wanted to, but probably a little bit too low for that regard. Speed will be 250 knots. And our meta information shows that we are currently on a QNH of, I'll pop it up, 3015. Right, flight director active. Set the rest of the aircraft, so turn on the predictive wind shear. There's no real need for the weather radar, so we'll leave that off for now. I'll stick on weather and turbulence if required. Turn on TARA on the TCAS, set you to automatic. And yeah, that's pretty much that at this point. As soon as the RS is aligned, we'll then turn on the APU, and we shall start powering the aircraft up. No Jared, I don't think so. Although I've got the passengers, shall we? So the names that we do recognise. Oh, we have got a Jared on board, but I think that's a different surname to what we had. We've got two. We've got Jared Webber and Frank Webber. 2728, so probably brothers actually. Both travelling for leisure. So we have got a Jared on board, but not our Jared.
If you have trouble finding a location for any of your carry-on items, please use the flight attendant call button over your seat and somebody will assist you. If the overhead bin is full
Joel
after you
Bush,
put
is
your
that one of the
carry-on
Bush family? I'm not
inside
too
it,
sure.
please close the bin as a courtesy
Maybe
to other
Baldwin.
passengers. Once all your items are put away, please clear the
We've got
aisle
a cashier
and
on
sit down
board.
in your seat to allow other passengers to find their seats
Nah,
as
it's
well.
relatively standard
If you are seated
passengers
in an
today.
emergency
No names that
exit row,
stand out as
please
anyone
use
like
the exit
famous or
responsibilities in the seat card
coincidentally
back in
well
front of
known.
you. Please make sure you are willing and able to perform the actions
Yeah, so
required.
the parts,
If you are
we
not
do
able
whatever
or
that
prefer not
is,
to
although I'm
perform
fairly sure
these
we fly to the
actions, please
admin
let a
and then
flight
make an immediate
attendant
left. I don't think we're going to do whatever that
know. You are
is.
free to use your portable
Although if we do,
electronic devices
it's a
during the
short
boarding
bit of
process. We
brooding
ask
that
that
I'm not
larger electronic
super
devices
fussed
are
about.
stowed once we depart from the gates. Thank you and welcome aboard.
Right, thank you, Jacob. Glad I'm your favourites. Always appreciate the kind words. Right, master switch on. Start switch sets. AP will start. We'll turn on the, well, at least we'll set up the heating now towards the centre. Fuel pumps can come on. And that should be everything on my part for the FA panel at this point. MCD we've set up. Well, yeah, actually we set up the performance page, don't we? That's one for takeoff. Flex temp is 76. 114 right. Again, these rotate speeds are very shallow for what they normally are, but I ain't complaining. Everybody likes a quick rotate, that's for sure. Yep, we are using iVal today. So, another 20 minutes till passengers expected departure. And yeah, AP's now starting up in our parts. So yeah, some crazy scores today. Did Liverpool lose 7-2? I know Tottenham won 6-1, but I didn't realise Aston Villa... Hang on, let me look at the results quickly. Gee, that's... What time was their game? That must be quite a late kickoff then. I must have missed that one. There you go, 7:15. Wow, okay. Fair play Aston Villa. That is blowout scores. Right, AP starting up. AP is actually stabilising now. Welcome. Coolie, how you doing? Welcome to the chats. The add-on you use for people on the ground guiding when you're parking. There is no add-on. There is no add-on for that. It's all defaults. Football. The English football, what you guys call soccer. Sorry, I do remember. I am flying in America right now, American Airlines. I presume I've got a slightly more American viewer base on this stream, I do apologise. Right, AP's now available, so time the AP bleed. External power comes off once the bleed's stabilised. So far, so good. At this stage, we're now down in the cockpit. Just waiting for the last few passengers to make their way to their seats. Not too many more left to go. How many left to go on the aircraft? Not seated, not seated. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we only got 5 more people left to board the airplane. So we are pretty much seconds away from cabin crew saying we are ready for pushback. At least cabin secure.
We're ready to go when you are.
And there we go. So at this point, we're now done. Cabin is now ready to go. It's still relatively early, but well, beacons come on. And let's prepare the aircraft for push and starts. Shift P. Here comes the tug.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 2119, with service to Washington, D.C. Our flight time will be roughly
Bridge
55
clears.
minutes. Now that the cab...
So the passenger add-on is PAX. TFDI design PAX. Looks like quite immediately we're going to request to push back to the... No, so it's right, so we need to request to push back to the left. It's quite tight, this, I must admit. It's quite a tight little gate, that. But then again, LaGuardia is quite a tight little airport, so... I don't know, I've never been to New York, never been to LaGuardia, so... We'll see. Brake released. Ignition on, engine 1 starts. We'll now request a nose to the... So nose goes right, we need to turn left.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen for an important safety demonstration. Thank you for flying with us.
Hello everyone. Thank you for your attention. It's time to get you ready for takeoff. We know you have lots of choices, so thanks for choosing American. We're happy to be your airline. Now, if you'll just follow along with me, we'll be on our way.
Alright, pushback complete. We'll let engine 1 stabilise first, then we'll start up engine number 2.
Welcome aboard. Before we depart, here are some important safety instructions.
Yes, LaGuardia's not got the greatest reputation.
First things first,
Nor
let's
does
buckle those belts. Insert the
Newark
metal end
either.
into the buckle
Even JFK, just New York airports apparently suck.
To open, simply lift on
That's
the
what
top
happens,
buckle.
some major international airports,
And remember,
relatively small in size, so it does can create a few small problems here and there, but I don't know, I've never really been to American airports, never been to America, so one day we'll see. No, I don't have the latest version of the A320neo. A few people have called out a few small issues with it, so I'm going to wait for it to update first, and then I'll probably give it a go myself.
Electronic device policy in the back of your American way. U.S. law prohibits electronic cigarettes at any time.
Right.
U.S. law requires
That's down
all to
one.
comply with lighted and posted signs and crew member instructions. Now let's review the safety card. Please pay close
Lock
attention.
the cockpit door,
and
make sure it's
before you
secure.
know it, we'll be
Before I
off.
forget. We're on the
All
speed
exits
brakes.
on this airplane are clearly
Do
marked.
a quick
Take
flight
a moment
controls
to
check.
locate
Make
the
sure
nearest
aircraft
one.
is
Keep in mind, it may
active.
be
So
behind you.
elevators are alive. Ailerons
All exits have evacuation slides
alive.
to use in an emergency.
And
When directed
rudder.
to exit, jump onto the slide and move away from the airplane.
Alive. Perfect. Engine page. Both engines are stable. We'll turn off the AP
Some
now, so
slides may
lead
also
off,
be used
master
as a
off.
raft, except those over the wings.
Turn on
You'll
the
find exact
taxi lights.
location on your safety card.
Parking brake
This
released.
aircraft is designed with escape lighting on or near the floor. A
And
sign will
let's get
indicate
going.
you have reached.
So runway 01. Should actually know where that is. Let's have a quick look around while the aircraft is slowly picking up speed. I believe it's that runway over there. That's 4. Which means we're then parallel to the water, aren't we? It's 13. That's runway 01 is. Oh, where is 0? Even now I'm getting lost. There's the airport, that's fine. That's 3-1. 1-3. 2-2. Is there another runway at LaGuardia that I'm apparently missing? Let's have a look at the sky vector quickly.
Put the vest over your head. Wrap the strap around your waist.
Oh, it's runway 3 I'm going on. Sorry, I'm going crazy now. There is no 01.
Pull the tab to inflate your vest or blow into the red tube on the side.
Do you know
In the
what?
water, a light on your
No.
vest will illuminate.
As it stands, we're on Unicom right now,
Reinflate your vest
122.8.
outside the airplane.
Well, I should be on that. So,
Now,
yeah, there's no ACC right now.
as a flotation
Therefore, there's
device.
nobody for us
Just
to
remove the lower
request taxi
cushion
instructions
and put your
from.
arms through the straps found on the opposite side.
Right, so the reason I couldn't find the runway is because the runway isn't, doesn't exist here.
And if you need
Right, so I'm going
anything,
to taxi straight,
don't
then cut
hesitate
across
to
the
ask.
runway.
As always, we're here to make your flight great. Because great is what we're going for.
It's an interesting ending to the American Airlines safety video. I pretend that was people cheering, nothing else. Alright. Yes, like I say, we will be departing parallel to the runway. And then it's pretty much an immediate right-hand turn, so directly over the city of, well, directly over Brooklyn, directly over the city of New York. It'll be relatively low passing, so chance for us to look out the window and spot some of the skyscrapers in the area. And, yeah, it should be rather good, that. So we're going to cross the runway in front of us now. We're going to cross runway 0422. Let's increase throttle a tiny bit. Yeah, before I forget as well. Right, pre-takeoff checklist shall we do? So, auto brake set to max. Cabin, we will check. Takeoff config, we will set. Pre-takeoff checklist complete. Let's cross an active live runway, so we'll turn on the landing lights temporarily. And then visual check, make sure nobody's on the runway either side. So, clear on the left, clear on the right. Little bit of wing flex, always nice to see when you're taxiing on a relatively bumpy taxiway. Let's now make a right-hand turn. Let's turn off the landing lights again. We'll hard shot to the runway. We'll do an announcement over either Unicom, say that we're departing from runway 13 here at LaGuardia. Quick visual check, and then, well, pretty much ready now to depart. Flight time is 55 minutes today. 55 minutes. Right, our position here. Quickly announce on my valve, so in fact, there's it on screen as well, so you can see what I'm typing. So, LaGuardia traffic lining up and departing runway 13. So I've announced to everyone that we are departing. We'll turn on our landing lights. Do a quick visual check, make sure the runway is clear. So, nobody in approach, nobody on the runway. Right, throttle up, let's get going. Cabin crew, please be seated for departure. Right, throttle up 50%. 1 and 2 are stable. Up to flex. V1 rotates. Positive right, gear up. And start an immediate right hand turn to keep the aircraft on the flight plan. Flaps up, throttle to climb. And then that's the auto trim. Take care of the climb angle. So now turn on the autopilot when aircraft is relatively stable, and we'll let that do the rest of the climb out. So set you, climb out to 2,500, speed 250 knots. The aircraft now knows what it's doing. Let's first go for a swim. No Canadian geese today. No Canadian geese today. Right, now let's jump over to the passenger view and let's enjoy the rest of the climb out based on that. Now, it should be quite good. Like I say, going to do the right hand turn and take us directly over Brooklyn itself. See what we can spot. And you can already see from here, you've got the Freedom House sticking out top of all of that. Possibly spot the Empire State as well in there. It's going to be a good departure, this. Very, very calm indeed. No worries, violent treatment. I'm glad you're enjoying the 320 tutorials. So, since passed through 10,000, passing through 7,000 now. In the US, transition altitude is at 18,000, so no need to touch the altimeter just yet. It's a very nice departure this. So this is, like I say, this is the Gladman 6 departure. We'll now level off and start an immediate right-hand turn. Sorry, left-hand turn. Yes, it should do. Unless it's got itself confused. So you can never underestimate Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yeah, it'll be alright. So you've got the Statue of Liberty, Liberty Island. I believe that's going to be Ellis Island.
As a reminder, please keep your seatbelt fastened while you are seated and do not congregate in the galley or near the lavatory.
Over there, LaGuardia Airport we departed from.
Onboard Wi-Fi. If you wish to connect to the Wi-Fi, you will be required to pay a small fee. We do
Central
offer
Park.
complimentary in-flight
It's all down there.
seating to our
It is all
partners.
down there. And it does look fantastic, this sim by default. Even now the scenery, you look down, you can tell. This is New York City. There is no confusing that. Right, so departure 10,000, landing lights are off. Yes, this is the fly-by-wire A320neo we are using today. Zero dislikes. Hopefully we can keep it that way, but you never know. Usually I do get 1 or 2 dislikes during these live streams. But always appreciated when videos don't get disliked. Let's increase our speed now. We'll head up to Mach 0.70 initially. Centre of gravity, I use the menu to detect that. So, as I explained in my tutorial going through the aircraft's startup procedure, the A320, I do use the menu beforehand to check the centre of gravities, then I'll set them to something lower and let the fuel truck do all the rest. So, I do go through the menu and plan it all out before going to the stream, giving you guys, I guess, the illusion of refuel on the aircraft. It works, people enjoy it that way. Oh no, external view, that's got the low HUD as well. So you can turn it off in the camera menu. You can tell it to not show the heads-up display on outside views. It's possible to turn off, don't you worry. Passenger view, I'm using custom camera controls. So I did a tutorial yesterday on how to set them up. And so if you want to know how to do the custom camera views like I'm using right now, then I have got a video which goes into detail about how to set them up. Now we're going to head to the golden waypoints next, which hopefully we'll be able to make on this right-hand turn. The A320 does have a very limited bank angle, so unless I can skip Gladman, which I believe I can do actually. Let's have a look. Unless it's not going to. I don't know, even now, half the time I don't fully understand the A320. It does one thing. As long as it gets to its destination, that's all that that matters. As long as it gets there, I'm happy. So, we've now left the SID. Still over New York. We haven't actually left the city yet. LaGuardia just behind us. We've passed your 18,000 now, so stand down altimeter sets. And at this point, I now sit back, relax, and do the aircraft do the rest. We'll turn off seatbelt sign now as well, since the aircraft is stable. done all our initial banking now, so passengers can move around the cabin. There is no passenger cabin per se, it's just the black box, and then beyond the black box it's just nothing, so there is no cabin, I'm afraid. We are just using the default window views. Can I speak Japanese? No, I can't. My brother, however, he can. He absolutely can. Ooh, pardon me. Is Zimbabwean Simulator? Yes, it is. Sorry about that. Thank you, Casey, for becoming a member. For some reason, the overlay has been completely bust alert box. I'm going to look into Streamlabs why it's not working anymore, but sorry about that, Casey. Thank you very much for being a member. Much appreciated. Yes, so if you have issues with the simulator crashing, lower your overclocking, because 9 times out of 10, most sim crashes are down to overclocking. It's not the simulator's problem, it's because people haven't benchmarked it properly. Explain why you circles and head to similar direction takeoff. So, ultimately, part of the Gladman 6 departure does, because of conflict with airspace at JFK. JFK is the main international airport, aircraft coming out of JFK, so with the Gladman departure, it takes us directly over the city of Brooklyn itself. It kind of takes us at an altitude away from JFK before continuing on the route. So, at 20,000 above, we are now completely clear of JFK, completely clear of their airspace, and that way we can avoid any clashes with their aircraft. So it's purely just an airspace regulation, or not really a regulation, but just an airspace ruling that keeps us away from JFK and also Newark aircraft as well. I live in Drawyah. Very nice, Kiro. Not too much, Ethan. So far, so good. We're actually pretty much, well, we'll soon start our descent, really. Not that long a flight at all. So we're going to have arrival, shall we? So we'll be arriving on the runway 01 ILS via the Deal 3 approach. Plenty of Deal 3s to choose from. No visors, fine. Insert that. The frequency has inserted properly this time, so we'll be able to use the ILS for landing today. In terms of waypoints, has it really added much? Oh yeah, it has added away some expenses. You've got Deal, Yuck, Tirza, High Tech, Catan, Baden, and then runway 01. So we need to be at 1,600 for the intercept of the localizer, so we'll go down to 2,000 for that. Thanks to, in fact, let me just completely block these people now. I will never fly to Biarritz if that's what people want. No release dates yet for the PNDG 777. No release dates yet. No worries, Lion. I'm glad that well, I'm glad that people on Discord especially are willing to help you out. That's what I like about flight sim community. It's not perfect, and especially over the years you've had lots of conflict between X-Plane and P3 and FSX and all that, but at the end of the day, people, they're there to help you. They are there to help you, so yeah, I'm glad that people have been kind to you. It shows that the Drawyah community, they're as good as I am. Well, they're as good as I am in regards to how people do that. I'm not here to self-gloat and all that, no, that was the worst thing I could have said. I do apologise for that. Just ignore me, basically. No, I'm glad the people there are willing to help you out. Welcome, Yuden, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. Whatever you use to go outside and open the map game crash. Are you overclocking, Bogey? If you're overclocking, minimise your memory clock. That's what's causing you crashing. Otherwise, I'm not using VFR map anymore. I'm using Sky Vector, which is so much better. So now at a cruising altitude of 34,000, and we will be descending in about 10-15 minutes, so not at cruise for too long today. It's a relatively straight-on approach to the airport, which will be in about... How long is that approach? I mean, what, 80? So we started at maybe at 100, so about there-ish. Yeah, it's relatively straight in that. So yesterday I did a tutorial on how to add SkyVector to your sim, so at you go to my channel and look at the videos I uploaded yesterday. SkyVector I do cover. Which part of the UK? London. I don't stream every day, I stream on Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays and Sundays. So Monday, Tuesdays and Thursdays, they're my 3 days a week where I just rest and take a break. I enjoy streaming and all that, but doing it every single day does burn you out. So back when Microsoft Flight Sim first released back in August, for the whole month I did streaming every single day. All of August. Hang on, no. July, sorry, did it release July? Well, the month it released, plus the entire following month from start to finish. Every single day, apart from maybe 2 or 3 days I streamed, so yeah, it burns you out. But I enjoy it. One quick request for the chats, try not to get too political please. I don't mind the odd discussion, but don't completely sway the chats. Unfortunately you guys have failed the no dislike challenge. Yeah, I've got 4 dislikes now. August 18th. Okay, so all of August I streamed. I can't be. That's what happened. So no, yeah, released in August, but I had access to it back in July. So I started in July every single day until simply that makes sense. And then the rest of August I streamed. September I took a break. I'm not saying disable overclock, I'm saying minimize your memory clock overclock. If you're overloading your memory clock, it causes Sim to crash. So reduce your memory clock and it will minimize the Sims crashing. Yeah, sorry, don't forget that, sorry, I did get the preview for the Sim. I did actually get it a month before everybody else, so no, that's just me remembering 2 months ago. Hashtag short memory. Yes, so Sobo and Microsoft have acknowledged that there are a lot of bugs in the simulator, and so really just a case of now going back and fixing them all. But I have faith in Sobo and Microsoft. I mean, they've both committed to 10 years of development for the platform, so we've got at least 10 years of updates, bug fixing and all that to come in the future. Oopsies. Why are we at Mach 1. I did not set that to Mach 1.06. There we go. Yeah, it's not perfect, the A320neo, but, well, the A320 is not perfect in Microsoft Flies. The A320neo is better with what it does. And, it requires a bit of tweaks, just learning the basics and all that, but it gets there. Top of climb works, top of descent does not. Your hard drive's almost full and it's also crashing. Is it? I mean, I don't have a... Well, my hard drive's pretty much empty at the moment, so not an issue I've personally dealt with, but... I don't know, different issues for different people, I guess. Yeah, I think... I'm not quite sure what causes the dials to change when you're not touching them, but it's just another thing we need to keep a close eye on, I guess. Tax costs $30, which is about £22, or about €27. Oh, that's why I don't use a flight level climb bad by a road. That's why I use a manual climbing altitude. How many degrees is my GP at the moment? So let's take a look, shall we? 68, 67, 68. And so before my memory clock was actually up to about 850, but by reducing it down to 700, it's certainly improved its stability. I must say, the 66 I've got has been fantastic in terms of overclocking, because no two graphics cards overclock the same. Some do better than others. It all comes down to the build quality and the silicon in the chip. The 1660 I've got is fantastic. By far the best card I've ever had in terms of how much I could overclock it. So, yeah, fingers crossed, when my 3080 gets here, I'll be able to see how that keeps on going. My next 747 flight, potentially next weekend. We'll have a look in a bit more detail to see what routes there are, but possibly next weekend. Yeah, sorry New York Yankees, but I am going to mute you. Not anything down to your political views, but more the fact that I don't want this to be a political stream. Same for you, Enzo. Nothing to do with who or what you're supporting, it's more just please don't make this a political stream. So I'm going to time you both out. It's only a temporary thing. You'll both be able to talk again before the end of the stream. CPU, yes. I'm currently waiting for the new AMD chipsets to come out, see what they're like, before making a decision as to whether or not I get the AMD 4000 series or an i9. So if you go to my YouTube channel Interceptor and check out a video I did yesterday, I did a tutorial on how to install the SkyVector menu. Right, we are about 5 minutes now from descent. Really is a short flight this, in fact shorter than I thought it would have been. 34,000, so I've still got a little bit of flight left to go, but not much really, not much at all. And it's down to 2,000 we need to be at. Microsoft does let you do that, Bogey. In fact, yesterday I also did a tutorial on how you can do that with Microsoft Flight Simulator. So you can use the Alt key plus numbers to preset different viewpoints, like I'm showing off now. So my views are left seat, right seat, overhead panel, FMS, left wing, right wing, and galley. So it's entirely possible, you just need to check the settings. Average FPS, I've limited the sim to 30, but if I turn off the limiter, I usually get about 40-50, no problem. Use that SkyVector. Out of everybody in this chat right now, you are the only one to claim that you can't understand what I'm saying. I mean, my accent's not for everybody. I've come to accept that, but I don't know. It's not for everyone. It's British enough. It's English people understand it. Most continental people can understand it. The majority of Americans can understand it. It's yeah, it's what it is. Oh, he's basically on the galley. Yeah, let's just do an entire flight from the galley, shall we? We'll just sit here, stare at the exit door for a bit. We can look around, I guess, see what else there is on offer. Not much is the answer. Yes, Bogey. So to save a view, it's Control-Alt number key, and then to go back to the view, you just hold Alt number key. So it is possible. You just need to hit settings. No, it's Interceptor. I hope you enjoy the tools. I do like having Sky Vector in the sim. It's just a very good tool to really get the feel out of the sim. Let's go for the airport route. So, DCA. So I'm going to do that. DCA is going to be Washington. There we go. And just remember it's the IATA code, not the ICAO. Yeah, see the high security around the airports. I don't know. Certain real life. So that's a real life regulation there. Security effective till further notice. But I don't know. Does that mean we can't fly particularly? There's a football game going on there. About Washington versus Baltimore. It's on the map. About 41 minutes. I don't know. It's all on there. It's all on there. Yeah, it doesn't really act like a tracker, but compared to the default VFR map, it's the only thing that doesn't have a tracker. The rest of it, I'd say, is much better than what the default map provides. Right, let's start descent, shall we? Thank you. Thank you, Kaiser Gear, for the subscription on Twitch. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Always yeah, always appreciate the support from you guys. So a massive thank you for that. Start of descent. Let's make our way over to Washington. Oh, is that you, Bogey? Hang on, let me check the Twitch, because I know... Was that a gifted sub, I presume? Now, let me have a look how Twitch does that, because I get one notification. Twitch, I presume, will give me a different one, so I do apologise. If that was you, well, thank you very much, man. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. But one day I'll figure out how Twitch works. I mean, YouTube for me is my main platform. The main reason I started doing Twitch is because people were like, you know, Drawyah, if you stream on Twitch, it'll be better for me because I like your content, but I don't like YouTube. So I started Twitch as like a side gig, I guess, so that people can enjoy my content on a platform they prefer, while perhaps not maybe getting 100% of my focus. So during this week, I do plan to update lots of links in the description, just kind of keep it more current. But it's there. It's there for people to use and enjoy. Welcome. Zaki, how you doing? Welcome to the chats. How much is your member fee? It's default, I believe. I can't... Well, I don't think you can change it, really. Let's have a quick look. youtube.com/Drawyah/member. So it's $4.99 a month, and that's the fixed fee from YouTube. My longest dev stream ever, probably when I flew from London Heathrow to Melbourne with a stopover in Perth. That was 23 hours in length. Although because YouTube has a limit of 12 hours, I split into 3 parts. So I did 9 hours London to cruise. Then the second part was cruise to Perth, and then the third part was Perth to Melbourne. So it was 3 streams, in total 23 hours out of a 24-hour day. Yes, I built this PC. Well, my brother did, but hey, I take the credit. This is the mod, it's the A320neo. Grab the meta information for Ronald Regan. Right, so broke clouds 25,000. Velocity plus 10 miles. QNH 3013. Winds 5 knots 100. Yeah, it's nice and calm. It's in Washington DC right now. How to turn autopilot on? By pressing the autopilot button. The only reason the cockpit lighting is dark is we are directly facing the sun right now. So if I were to look away from the sun, you see now outside gets super bright, while the cockpit gets a bit more normal. I can fight back by adding a little bit of flood lighting, but generally I'm not a massive fan of flood lighting in the cockpit. I do generally like it slightly darker, slightly out of the way, but I'll put a little bit of lighting in so you guys can see a little bit better. That's no problem. Been here since 67 subs. Fair play, Captain Austin. That's going back what, 4 years ago now. Fair play. Did Nightbot get you there, Legend of Meadow? Yeah, Nightbot can be a bit strict for some reason. I genuinely don't know what causes it sometimes to set off, but it will sometimes go off for no reason, so I do apologise for that. I like Nightbot, it does a fantastic job as an automatic moderator. Very rarely does it go on a bit of a hissy fit, but has sometimes done in the past. Right, seatbelt sign on.
The flight crew has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt.
To purchase it, okay, let me drop you a link if you want it. youtube.com/Drawyah/ I think it's member? I believe it's... whoops, that's if you're looking to join the member. If not, then just press on the join button, it should pop up. What are the cause on the overhead panel doing? What do you mean by that, Ido? Which cause on the overhead are you referring to? Yeah, we're coming in way too high right now. It starts to descend a little bit late, I believe. We'll vector out for a bit. And we'll just descend. So head to the north now. By deal, what do we need to be at by deal? It's 10,000 by deal, so we'll drop 10,000, we'll head back to deal, and we'll do the rest of the descent. So, kind of like a holding loop, but there is no holding loop because the sim doesn't... Actually, I'm not too sure. Never checked it, to be honest with you. Hold... Ah, it might do it, actually. Oh, no. No, it won't. I hope the flight plan's not been ruined because of that. I'm sure, hang on, yuck, hold, insert temporary. No, fair enough, okay, so just manually do a quick loop around them. Can I do a flat free landing today? Sure, the weather is certainly nice enough for it. I'll set up for a flaps 3 landing. My favourite livery of all time has to be the Finnair Moomins livery. I'd have a soft spot for Moomins, and the old Finnair livery on the MD-11. I do like that thing. Was it MD-11 or a TriStar? It could have been a TriStar, actually. Welcome, car crash. Thank you very much. So we're now passing through 14,000. This loop has proved very effective for me. And head towards the, not quite that far yet. 220 shall do fine. Held on the Look Land Challenge. I have in my own time, yes, but not really done any videos on the land challenges. I'm not quite sure how much of an interest there is for that. I believe that's Washington Baltimore down there. Actually, I could be wrong. No, that's too small for Washington Baltimore. Georgetown, potentially? And there's the lake. No, sorry, that's the sea. Not quite that far. There's the lake. Oh yeah, so it could be Georgetown. Delaware Central. About half through 10,000 now, so we'll reduce that to 2,000 feet per descent. Hit the heading switch to return back to the flights plan now that were originally on. So did one holding loop, and yeah, so far so good. Cabin crew, 10 minutes landing, 10 minutes. Cabin crew, 10 minutes landing, 10 minutes. So coming in relatively early, I must admit. More than I thought it would be. Right, let's program our approaching now. Once we've got a little bit of flights left to go. QNH is 3013.
We have begun our final
Temperature
descent to Washington,
is
D.C. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to
21
collect
degrees
any
centigrade.
trash one final time.
Magnitude
Please
and
ensure
wind
tray tables are secured and
10005.
in the full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the
Decision
seatback
heights
pocket or under the seat in front
745.
of you. Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks and stow any larger electronics.
No other flights tonight. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to give myself a well-deserved rest tonight. Landing lights on. Don't really need the anti-icing. It's another thing that turns on automatically. But, well, anti-icing I'm not going to complain about because the Sim's icing feature is way too high. Information for the approach I get from, from METAR information, in case I'm using all METSATs, and a SimBrief flights plan, which also includes all my flight information on here. Yeah, it's 4 PM where you are. In the UK, it's just gone past 10. How do you find yourself with a 3D cockpit? Do you like more than 2D? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm more of a 3D cockpit than 2D cockpit person. You can change the ATC voice to female. There is a way you can do it in settings. But don't quite know how to do it because I have no idea. I just use the well, I don't even use default ATC. I use iVal. I mean, originally I was thinking of doing something like Denver to LaGuardia, but that's a 4-hour flight. If I started at 9, I wouldn't finish till 1 in the morning. With work in the morning, yeah, no way. ATC voice. So the one that I use is a mod, but there is a default female voice you can get to in the settings somewhere. Power went out. Wow, okay. Did you run out of fuel there, Black Scout? Mods. I'm iVal. I use iVal for ATC. I'm using PAX for the passenger and crew. Speaking of which, we're now relatively low on descent there. I'm going to increase that slightly. 20-ish miles to go, so 600 feet per minute will do. So we'll go down to 400 feet per minute descent. I won't do flaps just yet. Thank you, Harsh. Yes, so I'm a railway volunteer at weekends as well. And so, yeah, my weekends do get fairly busy, to say the least. In fact, that was quite an interesting one because they had an open day where we were introducing new volunteers to the railway, so instead of guarding and driving, I was more of a tour guide today. A fly in the cockpit. Which one's that? GTX Hola? I had a fly in the cockpit. Right, down to 210 knots. In a second, we'll start introducing flaps. So we're going to do a flaps 3 approach today. Oops, where is it there? No, performance. 146 approach. So it'll be like a 153 then for the for that. It's a kind of. We're primarily a diesel railway, but we have got a steam locomotive, Mad Bess, but she's currently out for her 10-year renovation, so we have got a steamer, but currently out of service until next year. He means like the pet, like I'm not quite sure what I mean by that at all. A fly in the cockpit mod, pet fly. No, I'm afraid I have no idea. Alright, it's down to 180 knots. That's 2. Microsoft Flight Simulator will come to Xbox. Absolutely. You can do butter landing. I've landed softly before. And fingers crossed there'll be another one to join that list. It's more really smooth landing than soft landings you really want. Right. We'll arm the spoilers. Ooh, didn't turn off the ignition there. Whoops, so it's not going to be a problem. Set medium brakes. It's quite a short runway at about... Not Baltimore, sorry, that's Ronald Regan.
2,500.
It's fine. We're a little low, I guess, for the for this stage of flights, but nothing particularly wrong with that. We'll go down to 1,600. It was on 6, right? Yeah, 1,600 for Baden. And then Baden takes down the rest of the glide slope into approach. The localized setting. Might start descending again at that altitude. I have no idea, I didn't tell it to. Okay, in that case, we'll carry on. Which one's bigger? Dolls. Dolls is much bigger than Ronald Regan. Is there a freeware? Ronald Regan. Okay, I didn't know that. Yes, no, I did not get my £1,000 for the soft landing. There's a guy out there who owes me £1,000 for that soft landing I did. Will I ever see that? Probably not, but hey, I ain't fussing. So that to our right, I believe, is Joint Space Edwards? We'll be able to spot. No, if it is, because I have 747 parked somewhere. Yeah, there you go. So that's Air Force One sitting there right now. That is Joint Space Edwards. So we're going to go straight on, actually. We're not going to use the approach it's given us. We'll cut through that, make our hands turn a bit quicker, gets there sooner. It's your choice line, really, but I would recommend PAX. Very good add-on. Running runway 01 at Regan State. Runway 01. Opinion about X-Plane? I like X-Plane. I do like it. Flight dynamics, second to none. So the airport is just there now. We are maybe 3 minutes from landing. So perhaps a little bit on the low side right now, but best to be low and stable than to be too high and nosediving into the airport. Did I nice? Yeah, I'm sure I did. Yes, I did. I'm not an idiot. I got one more flaps as well. Yeah, I got one more flaps for the flaps 3. Right. Okay, cabin check. Flaps. Won't use 4 flaps. That's fine. So I'll do that.
Camera crew, please take your seat for landing.
Do a Wendover Productions collab. Could be interesting. You never know. I know Wendover does like his aeroplane videos. Well, as if you do a hard landing with PAX active, then passengers will complain that it was a hard landing. Right, so we'll slow down to 153 knots. Flaps 3. Localizer. I don't know, sometimes it does that, takes the aircraft to the right. We'll turn off the autopilot, or hand flight in the rest of the way. Cabin crew, seats for landing, seats for landing. Cabin crew, seats for landing, seats for landing. So, 7 miles, we'll load landing gear. Otherwise, the runway should very soon be in flight, in sight. There it is.
Sink rate. Sink rate.
Gear down.
Sink rate. Sink rate.
Not really a sinker, I don't think. No, we are stable. Right, so gear down, 3 greens, brake sets, flaps sets, speed brakes armed, land lights active, we have landing clearance, Pre-landing checklist complete. Slight crosswind with only about 4 knots. Going to be minimal impacts on the aeroplane today. So far so good. Aircraft stable. Oh, thanks for the gee. Where was the countdown? We went from 500s to 5. 80 knots, 6 knots side or reverses. Unless I'm going deaf, I'm sure that went from 500s to 5. There was no countdown, there was no retarder. It just decided to send me down. Yeah, there's no GPWS. Okay, well, welcome to Washington. Alright, APU on, start switch active, flaps up. We will turn off landing lights, taxi lights set. Go taxi to stand. Why going to left when you land? What do you mean by that, Slamak? Why going to left? There's no real crosswind at the end there. It just... I don't know. That landing just did not feel right. I mean, you watch some of my other videos and streams, landing's usually pretty fine, but for some reason that just felt off. I don't know, no point really dwelling on that. We'll be able to check the landing gear, can we? No gear page. Okay, no we don't. I know that the 787, the 787XC does have the landing gear page, and that will show us the gear temperatures and brake block temperatures as well. Well, here's the stand we're pulling into. You can tell because all the Well, it's got all the facilities down here, including, hopefully, a ground marshal up. A very interesting position, ground marshal there, apparently. I'm not quite sure what the ground marshal's doing there, but he's holding his wands at me. Well, the gate alignment is this way, so we'll hold it here. Parking brake set. APU bleed active. Gear off. Sorry, engines off. Seatbelts off. Strobe lights off. Taxi lights off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Washington. Flight time today was about 1 hour. Local time currently 20 past 5. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself with us today at American Airlines, and we hope to see you again with us on a flight in the future. Cabin crew to some doors and cross check. That'll be a generic message. So public address, general. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Washington. Flight time today was about 1 hour. Local time currently we'll call the 20 jet bridge over. 5. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself with. And let's have a look at how the parking went. So a little bit away, I guess. A couple of ground crews around. And looks like jet bridge will connect. So at the very least, passengers should be able to disembark without any problems. I won't give you a shout out, but I'll have to give you a mute if you prefer that. Right, so, well, okay, jet bridge will go over there. I'm sure passengers can just, it's only a small jump. I'm sure they can make that. I know, just the whole approach today just felt off. Just everything about the last couple of minutes just off. Oh well, you get some flights good, you get some flights maybe not, so I'm not going to hear fuss today. Passengers are deboarding, and as long as they're happy, that's the main important thing. So let's end the flight and see how the report goes. American 2119, A320neo from LaGuardia to Washington, Ronald Regan. Planned departure 2034, we departed at 2025. Planned arrival 2129, we arrived 2115. 174 people on board, 97% satisfaction. Landing rate a bit on the heavy side, with block time of 1 hour and 3 minutes. You are right, I've not had to say yet in this stream that I use a Thrustmaster HOTAS Warthog. A lot of people ask me what equipment I use, but obviously not today. Right, I'll drop you the end of flight reports on the chat for you guys to watch or to read through if you guys are interested. There you go. So it'll take a few minutes to upload, but it will appear on that link when it does. Otherwise, yeah, I think we're now pretty much, well, let's turn off the APU. Let's bring the aircraft onto external power now. So, yeah, that's it. I think that pretty much brings us to, okay, look around, okay. We'll have minutes to look around. I mean, as you know, I am using the Drawyah design Washington scenery. And so, we have got the highly detailed Washington DC area just over there. So for example, you can see on the bridge you've got an Acela Express train, you've got a local Washington Metro unit, you've got the Washington Memorial, you've got the you've got this building. It's an observatory or something, or it's a memorial of some sort, but I'm not quite sure which one this is exactly. There's actually a person inside of it. Perhaps some of the more local can explain to me who this is or what the memorial is. What else have we got? We've got the out here in front of the Capitol building. Washington Monument also comes with the flags around it. We've also got the White House, which sits over here, including the fully modelled Oval Office. Because, you know, Oval Office needs to be the most detailed part of the entire scenery of this. Hi, Melania. I know, this fab scenery, this Drawyah design, Washington monuments. I mean, like I say, it doesn't just do the monuments, it does the entire city, so these are all 3D model buildings built specifically for the scenery. And yeah, it's a fantastic bit of kit, this. It's very nicely done, and I'd highly recommend it if you're looking for an entire renovated city, really. Very nicely done. Very nice indeed. So, yeah. I think that brings us now to an end to our stream today. So, I hope you guys enjoyed it today. Do you like it, enjoyed it? Subscribe to it if you haven't done this already. Thank you again for the fantastic amount of support you show me for recent times. And, yeah. You guys take care of yourself. Take care. Goodbye. Good night. Have a good one. What servers I fly on iVal. I don't really do online flights, at least not by default, there's group flights. Bye bye, see you later, good night.